Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our panel discussion on fasting. No? My name is Romina Rizarri, and I'll moderate the discussion today. Before I invite the other panel members, let me give you a brief background on fasting. So fasting is actually different from starvation. No? It is voluntary. You have control. You actually choose not to eat for a reason. For this class, it will be for health. It is simple, it is flexible and practical, and very effective. When we fast, the insulin levels drop. So eventually the body will burn glycogen or the stored sugar in the liver. When we fast longer than a day, the body burns stored body fat and produces ketones. When we fast longer than 2 days, the body and the brain finally burns ketones for energy. So you feel sharper, everything is clear, and you have a burst of energy. And when we fast longer than 5 days, the human growth hormone levels peak to maintain your muscle mass, lean tissues, and bone density. So most of us fast because of the following effects. We want to lower blood glucose levels. We want to lower blood pressure. We want to lower the risk for cancer and metabolic syndrome. And we want to increase growth hormone levels with all its benefits. So a shorter fast lasts less than a day. For longer than a day, that's a long fast. And for longer than 3 days, that's an extended fast. We're allowed to take water, tea, coffee, and bone broth during our fast. No? Some go through absolute fast. That means they don't allow liquids too. And people who do that, they do it for religious reasons, like our Muslim brothers. So what supplements fasting as a lifestyle? Well, we recommend eating real food. No? Real food will not need nutrition labels. We recognize it because it is in its natural state. It already has a balance of macronutrients, micronutrients, and fiber. So in other words, we avoid processed food. We also avoid sugar and refined grains because we now realize that they are the two highest contributors to insulin resistance and eventually metabolic syndrome. We eat natural fats, no? Beginning with the meat base, no? The fish, the nuts, the avocados, and olive oil. Artificial fats, usually from processed vegetable oils, raise omega-6 too much that it causes inflammation in the body. So we also consider supplementing with omega-3. No? Now let's get to know the different panel members. I will ask them a question and they will introduce their background and their names to you. No? So why did you choose fasting as part of a healthy lifestyle? Maybe we can ask Aris first.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Aris Corpus. I'm from Cebu City. So I work as a software engineer. So I've been working for a tech company for around 17 years. So the reason for fasting, my main motivation for fasting was really initially was to lose weight. Then upon doing research and being exposed to this CCG to CCG community, I decided to continue that lifestyle to have for longevity and for health span and lifespan actually.
My reasons as well. Maybe we can ask Ryan. Ryan.
Yeah, hi there. My name is Ryan Fernandez. I'm actually a business owner and a local government official here in Quezon City. Anyway, I actually have a shallower reason why I wanted to fast. I actually heard of fasting years before, but I never really understood it. It was only during the pandemic, at the start of the lockdowns, where I decided, out of the most economical reasons, I wanted to save money. I shouldn't eat as often as I did before. There was no reason to eat out. Restaurants were closed. And at home, I really wasn't moving. So I said to myself, maybe that means I shouldn't be consuming as much food as before. So that actually got me starting with fasting. And then later on, I understood, thanks to syzygy, many of the reasons and benefits behind why fasting could be beneficial for myself and for many people.
Just like the two of them, I agree, no? The pandemic really makes us pay attention to health trends. And it made me explore fasting during that time too. How about Rosel?
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Rosel from Muntinlupa City. I'm a full-time mom, a stay-at-home mom, and I started intermittent fasting in 2021, listening from the talks in CCG Health. So that was the first time that I learned about intermittent fasting in 2021, and I joined the CCG Optimal Health Program, and combined with ketogenic diet, I I've been doing intermittent fasting for I think about 2 years, for 2 years. And yeah, I've been reaping the benefits of it. And later I will share with you some of it.
Oh, she gave a spoiler. My next question is actually to ask the panel members to describe their fasting lifestyle. No? So maybe we can ask Aris first. No? What is your fasting lifestyle?
Yeah, my fasting lifestyle. So I always when I started the intermittent fasting, as what I have said, it's for the reason of losing weight. So I'm very strict. So I started really with a 16-8. Now 16 hours fasting window, 8 hours eating window. But recently, after I achieved my desired weight and I wanted to really sustain or maintain it, I don't strictly follow the 16-8, but as much as possible, I try to maintain that and go more than 20, or I think sometime once on some months I tried 24 hours fasting. But there are also times that there are a lot of invitations, so I don't punish myself, but I make sure that it would be at least 12 hours, or I won't eat 3 hours before my bedtime. So those are how I sustain my fasting lifestyle as well.
That's a very good reminder to the group, no? Let's not be guilty when you have to socialize, but you should always have a minimum fasting commitment as well. He mentioned varying the fast, which is actually recommended because you want your body to guess now when you're going to eat next, so it will continue to burn the stored fat. How about Ryan? What's your fasting lifestyle?
So I just simplified it to the idea of having a late breakfast and an early dinner, and basically 2 meals during the day with some snacking in between. So what does a late breakfast look like? Well, it could be breakfast at 10 a.m., for example. If I have something before that, maybe, or I need to be up and about earlier, maybe 9 a.m., but I adjust. So what I do instead is I wake up, I do my chores, I do a lot of things. Thankfully, with fasting, you can sip some black coffee, so I do that. Then a big breakfast, something to really supercharge me for the day. Maybe a snack in between. I'm really big into eating low carb snacks, but hey, sometimes you just want to munch on something, so that's okay. Quote unquote dinner/lunch would be somewhere between before 2 o'clock or before 3 o'clock. And that again, another big meal. And then I don't think about dinner anymore. Unless, of course, like what Ari said, there's a party. I know there's a big event happening for that day. Then I just try and hold back. I wait for that event. If it's a big lunch or a big dinner, then I save my breakfast. That's going to be what I eat. But of course, there are also days where, you just end up eating way beyond your fast. That's okay. I just restart again, and it's completely fine. Like if there's a buffet or something, and I'm really full, I just eat once, and then that's it for the day. So I don't try to think of it as in a quote unquote religious way, but just accept that this is my lifestyle. It's just the way I want to live my life.
Galing. He just described how flexible fasting is. No, like if you really foresee a grand buffet because it's a wedding you're going to, then it could be a one meal a day for you. And he also mentioned keeping himself busy before the first meal, which is actually verified by most researchers. No? They recommend that you're most active, you're most productive and creative when you are fasted. So it's nice to do everything you want to do, like you exercise before you eat your first meal. No, and he stopped describing them as the traditional schedule for lunch, for dinner, and all of that. He just called it my first meal, my next meal. So that's good. Fasting is really flexible because some of us are really intimidated by the word fasting. It isn't as scary as that, and it's very forgiving. If you can really adjust the fast to be longer when you have indulged. So no guilt when you're socializing. How about Rosel? What's your fasting lifestyle?
Okay. So for me, I started super strict talaga. I've been fasting daily for 1 year and 10 months, as in every day. And unlike Ryan na parang chill lang, ako as in scheduled, as in strict, as in if ever I have tomorrow I have a scheduled dinner date with friends, I will not eat talaga until the ano
Okay.
the kainan. So that's how I do it. And I fast longer because during the time my goal really was to lose weight. Super. And I think I very stubborn yung ano ko, yung fats, or basta ang hirap ko mag-lose ng weight. Ang hirap, maybe it's because of the age or whatever factors, but mas okay, mas ano kayo, mas chill lang yung inyo. But ako talaga, that's very for me very effort talaga yung I do keto diet and then I fast, because parang for a while I stuck sa weight, even if I'm not eating I'm not eating ano I was eating just low carb or even keto foods lang. Parang nag-stale ako for quite a while, nag-stale yung weight ko, so there's no progress. That's why I fasted longer. So I fasted for 20 hours to 24 hours, and even for how many months I fasted for 3 days once a month. I did that before. But and really nag-work siya. Talagang nag-move yung scale, yung gano'n. So kasi that was my goal. But besides that, syempre yung talagang pumayat, as in payat. And then, and I also realized na it's not just weight loss. Fasting has a lot of benefits. Like what Romina said nga kanina in the beginning, that autophagy is one of the benefits of fasting. And the longer you fast, the more that the autophagy is stimulated. So yan. And ano pa ba? There.
Thank you for that prompt. Nakalimutan ko yata sabihin niyo sa intro. Autophagy, for people who are new, is actually the body's response. No, they recycle broken proteins, and that's why this actually has the ability to prevent cancers. Now they recycle the broken proteins into its basic amino acids, and then they help the body produce useful proteins. So some people are afraid kasi na, oh, when you fast, you will have muscle wasting. No, baliktad. Now, the longer you fast, the more the muscles are protected because the body is now using all resources to protect the muscles, the internal organs, the bones. And some elite athletes actually prefer not to eat 3 to 5 days before their big event. No, because they know, I think it was featured in Limitless, one of the episodes there, Chris Hemsworth. They know that there is a burst of adrenaline and energy and clarity when you're not eating at least 3 days. Roselle was, well, in the group, no, we're both women in our 40s. I'm a little bit older than Roselle, so I'll have to mention it, na our hormones actually make losing weight a bit difficult. No? So our body tends to be more stubborn about keeping the fat we have. And like her, I did explore. Hindi ko nakaya. My longest fast was 36 hours. Pero in that span of time, naniwala ako na it works kasi I lost 10 centimeters in the waist. So wow, you can really tell your body now it's time to lose the stubborn belly fat or the visceral fat, which is around the vital organs. So maganda, yun pala ang liliit, no? The ones that you want to shrink. And then it's very easy to trim down. I think at that time, I lost 5 kilos. So very fast, no? Of course, it will come back when you start to eat. That's why it's wonderful, like what Ryan said, na you understand that it's flexible. Now, if you find yourself too thin, you can adjust your weight. Sige, the next question is, what supplements this fasting lifestyle? No, Roselle, maybe we can start with you because you already mentioned a spoiler. She mentioned counting her carbs, no, the keto diet. Maybe you can start with that.
Okay, sorry. So, ano na nga yung ulit? Sorry ha.
What supplements your lifestyle? You said you fast and you do keto. No, you count your carbohydrates.
Okay. So, actually, right now I'm starting a new eating plan because I'm doing cycle syncing. I'm eating based on my on my cycle. So I'm not as strict as before na I do fast every day, but this time there are weeks that I fast for the whole week, and then there are days that there are weeks that I just eat even carbs, but not naman too much. So right now, since I vary my eating and my fasting, I also supplement it with for me, what is important for me is my multivitamins and the B vitamins and the omega-3. The fish oil is very important when you're doing fasting. But I'm not taking supplements during fast, diba? Because our the supplements I'm using, which is Nutrilite, is best taken with a meal. So I don't really during my fast I don't really take vitamins or supplements. I just have it during my eating window. And of course, I have to eat whole foods as well. More gulay. Right now I'm having parang in-arrange ko na yung yung kung ano yung kakain ko na sa order like that. So in the morning I have to eat more fiber and protein, and then last na yung kasi because I add na a bit of carbs na in my diet now. Last na yung mga I add sweets na and even rice sa later part of the day. That's what I do.
Well, fasting is very flexible with any kind of diet you choose. Based on what she's sharing, I think she's mentioning that initially she was limiting her carbohydrate intake. Now, usually keto diets do that because it allows your body to rest from the insulin requirements of eating more carbohydrates. But what I'd like to point out is that she takes very good kinds of supplements in pills. No, she wants to cover all the vitamins and micronutrients, the minerals, and even phytonutrients, no, through pills because she's not eating it. The only thing different from both of us is I take my supplements even if I'm fasting for a day or longer. No, because they technically do not break the fast as long as they are not chewable. No, so if you feel like, oh, I need to take my B vitamins, you need to take your omega. Well, why am I doing that? Because I started, one of my reasons for fasting is actually to control inflammation in the body. So I'm struggling with arthritis. Ayun na nga, diba? That's what happens when you're almost 50. you have you have asthma, you have um, different kinds of pain. No? So I feel if I skip my omega, it will come back. I'll feel the pain. So don't worry if you feel that you keep taking your supplements even during your fasting time, that's still fine. No? And why do we supplement with B vitamins? Well, if you're limiting your carbohydrate intake, usually your B vitamins need to be replenished. And if you're eating more sugars than you should, you lose a lot of B vitamins as well. So it really doesn't hurt to replenish that daily. Okay, how about Aris? How do you supplement your fasting lifestyle?
Yeah, so I'm a runner, so I do at least 3 times a week. No, I do run 3 times a week. Then on top of my daily supplement like double X. So during those before those workout or before those run, I take rhodiola. So that really, so even if I'm fasted, so I don't feel the loss of energy, or I'm still more focused than before. But then even when, because as a runner, some says that you need to do to carbo load. But for me, when I do fasting, I run fasted, then and I supplement it with rhodiola, then I even have more energy. I have more energy, and I could still finish the workout strong. So finishing the workout strong. So yeah, that's how I supplement and it. And of course, the sleep.
So he's mentioning another important habit. No, you don't just eat real food. You don't just mind what you're not eating. Also, you also have to schedule your sleep and take care of it. I like how he mentions that he runs better when he is fasting. Ang daming research lumalabas ngayon, no? And a lot of former Olympiads talk about that. They're training the new athletes actually to run and train harder when they are fasting. No? So it changes the paradigm. Before kasi when you're an athlete, you load up on carbohydrates. Now they discourage that. How about you, Ryan? What supplements your fasting lifestyle?
Well, one of my major concerns when I began fasting was I was very worried that I would be missing out on important nutrients because, of course, you don't eat as often as you would. Instead of 3 meals a day plus many meriendas, it's just meal one and meal two, basically. So I was really concerned. Sabi ko, I might be starving myself, which is, the opposite of becoming healthy. And that was the goal to begin with. So that's why I was thinking to myself, well, I could try and eat and have a perfect diet, but going to the grocery, I do my groceries, I choose my food. It's still difficult because your only options are what's available in the grocery. And if, for example, a certain vegetable is not in season, or it was raining in Baguio and suddenly you can't access that crop, then you have to adjust. So I was thinking, what should I do? And that's where supplementation came in. It was really to fill in those gaps in my diet, make sure that even if I was fasting, I had the right nutrients, the right macronutrients as well. Because it's no excuse. Doesn't mean that because I'm fasting, I can't exercise or I can't do chores or I can't do this or that. I still would have to do those same things, and especially during the lockdown, even be healthier, boost my immune system. So, and even up to today, my go-tos, for example, are number one, a multivitamin. I take what's called double X. That really complements all the food that I eat. I still eat my fruits, my veggies, my lean protein. That really takes care of things. Another one is fish oil, like what Rosel mentioned. It really helps a lot, does a lot of wonders for me, for brain health and heart health as well. And the third, I would say, is plant protein. Of course, you can get protein from meat, which is, you know, fine for some people, but I wanted to steer clear of red meat for different reasons. And so I wanted to still complement that by taking some plant protein. So my morning isn't complete without mixing my plant protein in some oatmeal, for example, or in my juice. Anyway, there's a bunch of other stuff as well, but I don't want to overwhelm everybody else. It just became part of my lifestyle. After a meal, I take my multivitamins, meal one, meal two. And yeah, I would have energy throughout the day. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Ryan was good when he was committing to supplementing his protein intake, because most of us are really not used to it. We're used to only rice and then a little ulam. So now baliktad. No, we really want to supplement the protein intake because it helps us feel full longer. And that's why he doesn't get hungry. No? And the fasting lifestyle actually complements a higher protein intake as well, because they preserve the protein in the body. Okay. The final question, we're almost done. What benefits do you experience right now? No? That makes you think, oh, this fasting lifestyle is for life for me as well. Okay. Maybe we can hear from Aris.
Okay, so this is kind of interesting because this year I haven't filed a single sick leave. So and that's the number one changes in our lifestyle, me and Suzette, for that we continue it even after pandemic. We continue the lifestyle, and I really think that fasting, of course, on top of the Nutrilite supplement, it really helps because that's one thing that I noticed differently. When I use I continue my fasting lifestyle. So that's it. And of course, savings.
Because we're not getting sick. Why not?
Yeah.
That's enough to convince everybody.
Yeah. So
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I really think that it really helps boost your immune system. So fastings, and I read a lot of articles about it, and even from the book of Peter Attia, The Outlive. So yeah.
Very good. Very good. How about you, Rosel? What benefits do you experience now?
All right. So, like Aries, yun din, yeah, actually, I just realized, nga, hindi ako nagkasakit. Thank God. Parang, it's been, yeah, after the pandemic, parang, even sipon, ubo, parang I never had that for quite a while. And also, I feel better, I feel good talaga, and I feel stronger. Kasi hindi ako masyadong active before, but now parang I think I can do more. I can keep up with the kids, with their activities. Parang ngayon, parang mas confident ako na kaya kong gumawa ng mga mas physical na activities because I feel good, I feel better, I feel healthy, I feel stronger. And yeah, and for me, the most favorite talaga na benefit of fasting is autophagy. Diba? Autophagy kasi it's an anti-aging something like that. Diba? We all want that. Yeah.
Tama.
And
We
maybe
will dive
Romina can
more.
add more about the benefits of autophagy.
Oh, sige, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Kasi nga, di ba, since autophagy is something that parang parang nag ano ba nagde-delay ng aging, 'di ba? It cleanses the cells of our body. So parang you will really know the difference of what's happening in your body when you're fasting. And um during the times that I was fasting for 3 days, I started fasting na masama yung pakiramdam ko, masakit, may pain. And after the 72 hours of fasting, it's gone. So I think that's something na 'di ba kasi if we're sick, 'di ba? Parang automatic we don't want to eat kasi that's how our body respond to sakit, 'di ba? We don't have appetite. So kasi it's parang automatically naghi-heal on its own. So maybe that's what I want sa
Yes,
fasting.
yes. I agree, no? You want your body this is designed to fast when you're not feeling well because autophagy, no, is there. It also wants the body to fight the virus, and the virus needs sugar. So when you remove food, they cannot eat. No? So it's starving cancer cells, it's killing it, the DNA per se. So maganda ang effect niya. And the anti-aging part is mostly human growth hormone. No? Na the longer you're fasting, the younger you look. No? Kasi may rejuvenation. Plus the sleep. I think it was mentioned a while ago. If you sleep well, no? Usually kasi every day, the human growth hormone comes out when you are sleeping and fasting. Of course, it's much more when you can fast as long as 5 days. So some therapeutic fasts are really long. Okay, but you really have to see a trained professional if you want to go through that, and we'll guide you who you can see later on for them. And for the last one, maybe Ryan, you can share the benefits you experienced.
Well, actually, one of my major concerns, Romina, previously was acidity. And if you've ever experienced acidity, you ate something or nilipasan ka ng gutom, it's really not the best feeling ever, actually. It's very, very uncomfortable and painful. So I was concerned that if I did fasting, what would happen? I would be not eating for an extended period of time. Maybe it might aggravate what I already had. And so I was very, very hesitant. However, because of the pandemic again and just being at home, I thought to myself, well, let's experiment, let's find out. And it turned out to be very counterintuitive because what happened actually is my acidity went away. I was so shocked. I would start my morning, like I mentioned earlier, with black coffee and no problems at all. I'd be able to continue on and during prolonged periods of fasting, never experienced acidity again. Of course, I also did make some lifestyle changes, including going on a low carb to keto diet and basically eating healthier. But again, I wouldn't want to take it back because intermittent fasting has been part of my lifestyle ever since, and I'm just so grateful that that one ailment it was able to solve.
Bata pa si Ryan eh. But it's a very good thing that he can solve it this early. Yeah. My best blessing so far for fasting is really a normal blood pressure. No, because as you get older, so many things about your body starts to speak to you. And then the blood pressure was the scariest for me. No? So from 170 to 110, that's a very big change. And I'm still asymptomatic, but now I'm confident I am healthy. No? So I hope you enjoyed this quick discussion on fasting as a lifestyle and our supplements to it. And maybe I think we can show you a video on the supplements that we talked about. Thank you.
My name is Katie Troop, and I'm a nutrition scientist. No matter where you're from or what your age is, everybody has the same nutritional needs. Foundational nutrition starts with macronutrients, your proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. And then you have your micronutrients, which is your vitamins and minerals, and phytonutrients, which are nutrients from plants. If you take the analogy of a house, imagine that proteins are the bricks, the building blocks of the house. They help us grow and repair ourselves. Vitamins and minerals are the mortar working with the bricks. They perform hundreds of roles in the body that help sustain life, and they help us create a really strong foundation. Phytonutrients help protect the integrity of the bricks and mortar. Omega-3 fatty acids help maintain the house's electricity and plumbing so they continue to work smoothly. They help support the health of our nervous and cardiovascular systems. If you're not eating enough of these essential nutrients, then your body can be weakened. That's why Nutrilite offers a foundational trio of products that are beneficial to everyone. To get the recommended amount of protein in your diet, Nutrilite does offer a plant protein powder, which you can add to any meal, and it provides a complete protein source from nature. The best source of omega-3 fatty acids are fatty fish. But if you're not getting enough fish in your diet, Nutrilite Salmon Omega is a good way to get a better balance of omega-3s in your body. Most people don't get the recommended 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day, so then they're likely not getting enough of the essential vitamins and minerals and phytonutrients that they need either. Nutrilite multivitamins provide a wide range of essential vitamins and minerals and plant concentrates from the phytonutrient spectrum. So when you can't get the variety of nutrition that you need, the Nutrilite Foundational Trio is a good way to help fill those gaps in your diet.
This ends our panel discussion. Maybe you have some questions. You can also join a breakout room if you want to address your questions to some of the coaches personally. It was great having you all. Thank you. God bless. We have Optimal Life tomorrow on Monday at 8 p.m. We will highlight one of the leaders and their insights into the syzygy programs available. Please join us and learn what other things you can explore in our environment.